Aloha mai kākou, o Micah Desoto ka'u inoa. Aia mākou ma ka'u hale ma Makaha e wala'au pili I ka he'enalu. How's it, everybody? My name is Micah Desoto. I'm 23 years old. We're sitting at my house in Makaha talking about how I got into surfing, the passion. My dad, obviously, he's been on the world longboard tour for over 20 years. He's a 2010 world champ. And he's probably the anchor to our family when it comes to not just the ocean, but everything. But me and my brothers and sisters definitely thrive in the water because of him. And he started taking us in the water at a pretty young age. Before we could walk, we were on a surfboard. So just being in the ocean from a young age, and not just through my dad, but the community we live in, everybody is in the ocean. Everybody's either a fisherman or a diver or a surfer, canoe paddler. So yeah, I mean, it's been in my life. Like, it was like we didn't have a choice growing up. You're gonna surf or do something in the water. When I got the real bug, I was like 3 or 4. I remember my dad taking me out just small days at Makaha. And then what really kicked it off for me was anti-rails contest. They don't have it this year due to COVID, but it's a pretty big contest. My dad's done it when he was a kid. But just getting into the contest environment and surfing community at that age, I think, it's like a high. You just want to chase it every time, And yeah, I'm just fortunate and blessed I got to be raised by a world champ, and then just the friends that my dad had, being a pro surfer and being involved in the ocean. I was like, had a front row seat to a lot of world-class watermen, and man, that's like the biggest blessing ever, for sure. So my earliest memory surfing is probably my dad taking me behind the reef in Makaha on small days, just on a bodyboard or even on the bully board, going with him, and then gradually working my way up to a longboard and then a shortboard. But that was around when he first started taking me in the water. Yeah, like I would say 3 or 4. And then by 5, I was just in the water every day. Yeah, I was hooked. When I first started getting into competing, let's say like the Kokua division for anti-rail contests, anti-rail Sun, she has a contest every year at Makaha. And that's like all the westside kids and kids from all over come down, and it's a real fun beach day. And the Kokua division, yeah, and then once they started getting older, it was like 10 and under boys, but anti-rails contest kind of like sparked the fire for me to want to just try to compete as much as I could. And definitely, I know watching my dad compete had a huge impact on that. Uncle Buff's contest, for everybody down here, that's like the world title almost, That's like big bragging rights, and especially in specific divisions, you win it, you're gonna be. It's a pretty big deal, A lot of guys try hard, especially in like the canoe surfing division. That's a real competitive one, and it's an awesome contest though. Uncle Buff guys have been doing it for generations, and it's just kind of just, to put it in a nutshell, just it's a contest for the community and for the people all the water people of not just Makaha or the west side, but of the world. And it's kind of just shedding light on, how we down here in west side play in the water, from bully board to tandem to alaya, canoe surf, sub squatch, We have a lot of people who are multi-talented in the ocean, so I think Uncle Buff's contest is just the best way to kind of show that. Show your talents in not just surfing, but all aspects: body surfing, canoe surfing, So yeah, it's definitely like the Waterman Olympics a little bit, you know. By the end of the weekend, you want a beer and you want to go to sleep, for sure. The first thing I ever was riding though in the water was a bodyboard, you know, sand sliding in the shore break, and then going bodyboarding on the inside of Makaha and behind the reef, and then gradually grew out of that. And yeah, my first was a longboard, and I think I gravitated to longboarding a lot just because my dad and my surroundings, for sure.
But then you also rip on shortboards too, so.
Yeah, I mean, I like to like do it all, you know. It keeps it interesting for me. I like to break the monotony. But I think for that, me riding a bunch of different boards or crafts in the ocean really comes from growing up surfing Makaha Beach, because that's just how it is, you know. You got guys like my dad who can body surf, canoe surf, longboard really good, and then not just my dad, you know, you got guys like Uncle Russ, you know, he's a champ, 3-time world champ, you know. He does it all too, you know. He was doing airs on shortboards way before a lot of guys were doing airs back in the day. So just being around like a bunch of guys who not just rip on a shortboard or just a longboard, they do it all. I mean, growing up, I wanted to do that, so yeah.
Cool. Where are some of the places you gone in your lifetime to go surfing?
I've been blessed to go a lot of places through surfing. When I was younger, I was riding for Oxbow, the same company as my dad, for a little bit, and we did a lot of trips up to Europe. The most memorable one was we flew to France and drove from France through Spain, and then we took a ferry when we were in Spain to Morocco. Got to go surf over there, and I was real young. I was barely 13 at the time, I think. So just to open my eyes like to the different world of surfing, and to see like how involved people were and how like psyched people were in surfing all over like that far away from home was crazy. And I'm blessed for sure, you know. And like not just there, you know, I've been fortunate to travel to Tahiti, and you know, over there is just amazing. California, all over California. But I've done my fair share of traveling, so I've been lucky. Been slowing up since I got older, for sure, but hopefully when my son gets of age, we can go take him on some surf trips. Yeah, I did the HSA series for a while. That was good fun, because it moved around the island, you know. So for guys like us, it got to get us exposed to different surf spots, you know, that we weren't accustomed to, and that really, I think, helped out my surfing a lot, you know, just being able to go out and surf North Shore or East Side or South Shore and be comfortable in the water, you know. That's like because I was doing hostas from a young age, you know, traveling around the island. And there's small contests, yeah, but it was definitely good, and I think they do a good job of just getting kids groomed and ready for, you know, the next step. Where I like to go, Makaha, you know, that's my favorite wave on ever, just because I have a special pilina, you know, connection with the ocean there. But and it's usually, whether it's 12 feet or like 1 foot, it's always fun, you know, you always can find a wave. But if over there is not too good, then yeah, I'll always make the drive over Kunia and go check out north, for sure. But my go-to spots out there would probably be like Rockies or Off the Wall. And then, I mean, of course, you know, surf pipe when it gets good. But I mean, the crowd is hectic, and I'm on my longboard, so most of the time. But yeah, when the waves are good, I try to get to the spot, wherever it's at. Well, my dad's the founder of Makaha, so ocean safety nonprofit, and we pretty much, our main goal is just teaching kids of Hawaii and all over the world, educating them on ocean safety. You know, you think that because we live on an island, that it's pretty second nature, but a lot of kids drown every year, and it's pretty sad that they don't teach it in you know, public school systems. So we do a lot of work with underprivileged youth. We take we kind of do what like Hasa does, I guess. We move around the island to the different ahupua'a and try to cater to those communities. But we run free ocean clinics, and it pretty much just consists of teaching the kids about the star compass and hokule'a and, you know, conservation. And then we go take them out in the canoe and the stand-up paddle and just kind of show them, you know, why it's important to take care of the ocean and why it's important to not only take care of it, but make sure it thrives so you can give it to the next generation.
And yeah, go ahead and start off with the first board.
Okay. First up on deck, we got the Oahu bully board. It's pretty standard at Makaha. This is so obviously an oversized bodyboard, but it's like a tandem bodyboard. This is probably my favorite of the whole group because you can have fun and it doesn't need to be big or small. Then right here, we got this bad boy, this Alaya. This is actually a gift from Antoine Del Pro. He's a longboarder from France. He was on the Oxbow team too, but when he came down here for the 2010 world title, he ended up giving me this board. So shout out to Anton because I still got it. This bear right here, fish. This board's kind of special. It's a gift to my dad from Bo Young, Nat Young's son. Also a guy who shreds. So this is like, yeah, this is a one-off piece, I think, for sure. And we got the Relic Locomotion, single fin. This board is fun on the smaller days at Makaha. I like to jump on this just to work on my style. Then you got your basic Tokoro 6'2" or 6'3" actually. Sorry. Yeah, this is probably like my standard shortboard when my daily, I guess, daily driver. But yeah, Tokoro makes some solid shapes, and I really like this board.
You want to talk about the fin setup?
Oh yeah, I'm riding it as a twin because it was small the other day. But thruster with this board, it's just the way to go. M squared. This is a local shaper, my brother Miles. He's from down this side. He's actually my sister's shaper. Shaped some really sick boards. I haven't got to try this one yet, but I'm waiting for a good day. Maybe a nice day at Haleiwa or something. And this one is a 6'8". So yeah, knifey. And then right here we got a slick nose rider, single fin, pretty basic. It's not like the logs you see everybody on right now. Nowadays it's a little lighter. So I don't know if you could call this a log, but this is a fun single fin nose rider. Then right here we got the Thunderbolt Flight. This is my dad's model, a Makaha model. This is probably like my go-to. The waves are big or small. This board is sick. It handles on bigger days. There's a lot of speed for a longboard. And the thing is durable. Sorry. It's durable. It's been like 5 years. And surprising because my longboards break all the time. And then right here, this BK. It's another Relic board. I feel bad every time I paddle it out because it should be hanging on a wall. But yeah, this thing is rad. This board was so ahead of its time for back in the day. These guys are charging But my sister Kaununui actually just got some bombs at Makaha on this board. So it's kind of cool to see her charge. She's in Hama. And that's it. That's majority of the quiver. Yeah, I have a few more boards, but these are the boards that I ride the most and try to keep it diverse.